Also, motherfuckers, Kasparov have won the match against Anand without the last two rounds, only in 10. But let's see if in the last two rounds Anand can win at least one game in the full match. And now in the first blitz of the last day, Anand decides to open with C4. The last previous game was B3, the first move. It was more or less similar, but Anand chose a little bit more aggressive move, taking control of the center, trying to make the same plan that in the previous game, where he played with black with c5, d5. Okay, Kasparov responded with b6, completely normal, c5, 46 other options. b6, open the queen, and he answers d4, good move. There is another plan with knight c3, a new plan, uh, b6, queen b1, attacking h7, knight g6 and h4, h5 and d4. That's a new plan in this position because in the other two previous game we already see that the a1 and a8 queen deactivate via this long diagonal with b6 and b3, and that's the first time in the match that we see the theme of activate the queen with queen b1 attacking h7. But okay, I answers d4, completely normal move, e6, knight g3, bishop b7, and here Alan plays f3. Not, it's a good move, of course, because you are stopping and controlling the b7 and a8 quick. So f3 is a normal move, played like an Indian, but knight c3 was slightly better, according to the machine. And after bishop f4, always play b3 to can take back on c3 with the queen. F3, play, yes, it's like an Indian. And b5, knight c3, bishop b4, and here I now have two moves. One was b3, just the typical thing here, defending the knight with the queen. We didn't recapture with the pawn, like in a normal Linsoinia. Normally, when the queen was only one, the queen played queen c2 to defend the knight and recapture with the queen, not double pawn. But here was the same, but with b3, just to defend the knight with the queen to not double pawns on the c5. Another interesting move that the commentators are talking a lot about that was bishop d5, attacking the rook. Of course, bishop e7 was not possible because simply take and here the white is winning thanks to the black kings in the center. Rook c8 is a move that you didn't want to play because now you cannot go long castle more. Hey, of course, you maybe should want to go short castle, but the rook on c8 is a little bit strange. But here, black have a great move with knight c6, sacrificing the exchange. Okay, the best way move was queen c1, even with a queen to the play. But if, for example, let's analyze what happens if you take the rook. Now the machine says that the position is completely equal. After queen takes e3, queen h4, attacking h2. Now what should give the pawn? For example, bishop e2. If you take here, king f2, defending the knight and threatening rook h1. So f4 was the best move. Take and take here, rook take. Now we have a full rook up, and now we're going to play e5. If the rook goes back, no, sorry, or d1 maybe d1 better. Just take here, threatening f takes d3 without his counterplay, and thanks to the dark squares who are completely open. So here rook d7 was the best move. Incredible, king takes and just castle, and the position is approximately equal. So knight c6, great result here. Variation queen c1, and now still threatening the rook, but with improving the win. But okay, Adam didn't like bishop g5. And in the following game, he had the same idea, but with bishop g4, and he didn't play too. Strange. But okay, b3 was the best positional move. e3 here was better to the capture first and then knight c6, knight g6, followed by sword castle and knight c6, just to avoid the move b3 again. And doesn't play b3. Here was the move, of course, b3, defending this c3 with the queen. He played bishop b2. Again, Kasparov should take here and castle. Again, b3 was the best move. Castle, and finally, Kasparov take on c3, doubling the c pawn of Anand and reaching approximately equal position. D6 is like this is the position is also similar like an inside. D6 bishop C3, D3, and Kasparov now employs the most typical plan of inside, who is knight C6, knight D5 to put pressure into C4, and then followed by bishop A6, and maybe one day C5 to fix the pawn on F4, and then can attack with the rook one day. Sorry, fuck there. Uh, 97 was other possibilities simply with other to go to F6 with this knight and play C5 and something like that. But okay, knight C6 was fine. F4, knight A5, good plan. And here I like how Anna responds, D5, trying to open the position and specifically trying to reach the F5 with a square with some piece. The E6 pawn is defending F5, so you just trade the E6 pawn and enter onto F5 with a piece. Here rook D8, because Kasparov take on D5 with a small inaccuracy. It's not bad, but it's giving White some initiative. But it's slightly better to rook D8 or knight H4. Knight H4 I like because you are defending F5. And this knight cannot be ejected from H4, of course. Queen B1, and here you just can take, and take everything. And after that you have bishop takes, sacrifice the saints, of course. And then bishop takes it to open the black king with an equal position. So, okay, Kasparov takes on d5, which is not so bad. Anand here plays bishop f5, knight c4. Pawn sacrifice by white, but okay, the queen on e8 was bad placed, the bishop on b7 was blocked, and white have a good attack into the king side. So I prefer white a little bit. Queen b1, rook d8, improving the rook and giving the d8 square to the queen to gain. Okay, finally white take back the pawn. Now both players have 6 pawn each, but it's always strange because white have 4 against 1 in the king side and black have 5 against 2 in the queen side. Also, no symmetrically, so I don't know the word in English, sorry. That's what I want to say. Okay, queen d8 and queen d8, knight h5 attacking the pawn. Here queen d7 was slightly better than queen d7. F5, and here the best plan for black to defend the position was 95, taking the queen, logical move, queen g3, but here white is running f6, so now we are going to leave the rook d5 square, good, and goes to f6, 97, followed by knight f6, and with a good defense, approximately equal position. That's the correct plan, 85, 97, and knight f6 here. Instead of that, Kasparov after queen f7, and now he lost the tempo of 95 attacking the queen. So now he has no time to go to f6 with the knight. So he should defend with rook e5, being the queen. But now white is better because now the knight on c4 was so far of the defense, and the bishop on c8 the same. So now white have the advantage and main initiative in the king side to attack the black king. So now Anand plays rook d4, good move, threatening like rook g4 and take on g7, queen e7, threatening trade queens, queen g6, queen f7, and Kasparov just want to trade queens to defend his king, queen g4, bishop c8, attacking the pawn, good move, and pinning the pawn. Now white cannot play f6, which is the white idea. Rook f4, defending the pawn, c5, and here white have a very good move with h3. I really like this move because the principal black problems, no, sorry, the only white problem was the fair round checkmate and this type of things. Because the king is in checkmate on the fair round. And black cannot improve too much his pieces, so just h3, giving this square for the king. Maybe some tactics after some piece take on f1, you can make checkmate on d7 because take on f1 is not checkmate, is not check, sorry. You are avoid the first round checkmates, and black have no good improvement moves. So that's why h3 was also good. Alan played queen e5 more directly, threatening rook g4 simply. And here the best defensive move was bishop b7, because after rook g4 you can take here. After take queen e7, okay, you nice. There are the same pawns, 5 against 5. Maybe of course I have the initiative, but it's not a clear position because the c1 bishop was also bad now with the knight on c4, and this is a complicated position. Instead of that, Kasparov played queen e7 like in the past, because okay, like 3 moves ago he plays queen e7 after queen e5, and now he thinks that it's the same, but the difference is that here, because in the first position when he played queen e5, sorry, after f6 you can simply take here, after take with check, and then defend the pawn with king f7. But but now after queen g5, queen e7, f6, uh, you cannot take on g5, of course. He may, but because he's lost, he take on g5. But after here, rook takes f4 is not check, like in the past. Now white can simply promote queen with check and win the game. So finally, Anand won a game in this match. I'm so happy for him. Okay, of course. I support Kasparov a little bit, no? I prefer that Kasparov won the match. I like a little bit more Kasparov than Anand, but I'm so happy that Anand won finally again in the match, of course. After four Kasparov victory, it was time for Anand to win again. And apart, okay, Kasparov, in my opinion, plays better in this match, but the Anand play wasn't so bad. Many games, Anand have the advantage and finally missed something or lost some time or this type of things. So I think that Anand deserves at least 1 point. So now only one round left in the match. So I'm going to analyze the last this round. So let's see the following video. Bye bye.